In this video, we'll be picking up where we left off in our last video. So in our last video, we looked at how we can use our boundary data from our John Deere Operations Center, be able to export it and then input it into DIFM. So we're going to go back to that farm. So we go to Farmers and Advisors, Farms. That was our Northeast Research Farm. And we go to Fields. So this is the field that we uploaded the field boundary to last time. So the next thing that it needs is an AB line. In order to do this, we go to Trials. And the first thing we're going to do is add a trial. Let's say we're just going to call this, I do fertility a lot, so we're going to call it nitrogen rate 25. Years 25, we're going to say it's going to be a corn crop this year. We're going to mark it as a test trial. Click Save. So then we're going to configure that trial. So the first thing in here is adding an AB line. So I have an AB line for this field because I've gotten the field boundaries in my operations center when I go to this field. So if I go to Setup and I go to Land, there might be a faster way to do some of these, but we're going to go to Fields, we're going to just search NERF, and then here, this is the field I want to work on. It's this field right here. So it has, right here we have our field details, we have our boundary that we've already downloaded. The other thing we want to do is we want to do our guidance line. And for the DFM framework, I just want this guidance line. I want this guidance line around here because this is where we're going to be planting and fertilizing going this way. I have another guideline to do the harvest or do the planting. I'm planting the headlands on the east and west side, but I want this north-south one right here. So there's a couple ways we can get that AB line. We go ahead and click on this one that we have here, and we can know the points. So we know point A, latitude and longitude, point B, latitude and longitude, and we also know the heading. So we can take that information right there, and we can put it into the DIFM. So we can say here, I want to add the AB line. And I have my latitude and longitude, and I have a heading. So if I don't want to put in more, I just say, okay, we're going to do this. This is going to be our NERF 25. That's my planting one because it's the width of the planter. So we need the starting point for longitude. So that's our A point for this one. So we're just going to copy it. That's our latitude. Make sure we're latitude, longitude. Copy that into there. Oops, wrong one. So we're going to highlight the 0 so we don't get that error again. So now we need our latitude back. So we're going to copy that one. Make sure we highlight the 0 there. So this is where we need to either change the heading or do the other one. So our heading for this one is right here. So we're going to copy it. I'm going to highlight all the numbers so we don't get an error there. And you can see this is accidentally did the heading for the heading rows, the front and back of the field. So that's not the one I wanted. So I'm going to go back to guidance. I actually want the east and west track. So this is good, it shows up so we can see that. This is the one we want, it's highlighted. So I'm going to go to point A and copy it. This is latitude. So we're going to highlight that, go to our latitude, highlight our longitude. Go there, and now we still need to do our heading. Our heading on this is right here at 90.55. I'm going to highlight that, copy and paste it in, so now we can see it is the correct heading. So we're going to name that, say NERF field I-25 planting. So we're going to save that. So from here we've added our AB line, we have it, and now we can go ahead and do our trial configuration, add our inputs and things like that. So there's a few other ways if you want to get all of your stuff together instead of copying and pasting as you go. Another way to get all your guidance lines, so you can click right here, and you can click, I want my 10 foot, that's not, we want our east and west one, and we can export that. You notice if you click export boundaries because you want a shape, it's not going to show up as anything because it only exports boundaries as shape files that I've seen. But you can create a report. So you can create an Excel report where it has the guidance line in it, so you can download that report and open it. And this is what you'll see, is we'll have our fields, our boundaries. This is our tracks, what we want. So this is the client, the farm, the field, the type, the name of it. This is our point A, latitude and longitude, our point B, and the heading. So I can copy and paste this just like I did before into DIFM, into that when we added that AB line. Because we can add multiple if we want to, if we want something going along this way too. So that's one way we can get a report there. The other way, if we want that, we can export. If we want more of a visual, we can say I want a PDF, and I say I want to list boundary shapes, so I'm going to download a report. That didn't like that, so let's get rid of that. And so now we can see it, it'll come up, and it'll give us that AB line along that field. It'll give us a picture, show us where it is. And then we can see the latitude and longitude of that and the heading. Another thing we can do from the beginning, if we want to just get this for all of our fields, if we go back to setup and land, I'm again just going to look at all of my soil fertility fields here and click on that for my client. And if I want to just get all of this information at once, I'm going to get rid of this campus ones because they don't have boundary lines. This will show my farm for the NERF farm, the Southeast Research Farm that I have mapped in those fields. And then I can also take all this information and I can export it. And here I can export just the boundaries like we already went over, but if I do an Excel sheet, it'll actually do this for all of them, so we'll just show this twice. So we'll download that report for our Excel sheet. And here we'll be able to see all of our fields, the boundaries, whether they're active or not, the acres. We can do the tracks. So this is all the AB lines for the different fields, for field I, J1, J2, and any other ones we might have. We have our A and B points and our headings for each of those. Another thing we can do if we want a little bit more visual, we can again do that same thing. We're going to export, but we want to look at a PDF. Click on list boundary shapes because we do have boundaries in this one. Then we can download. So this kind of shows us we have 9 fields, 9 boundaries, we have 12 guidance lines, we have 3 flags. So we're going to download that report. Wait for that to download, it's going to open. So we're going to see our John Deere Operations Center and general field of the area. So we're going to our first field, this is that NERF I field, see 3.4 acres. Have our C line, our B, AB line, and filled is the A. So we can go down through here and see A. This is a little information about it. This is our B guidance line. So this gives you the point, the A point for your latitude and longitude, and the B point and the heading for all the guidance lines in there, and this for the rest of your fields too. This is another field, the Northeast Research Farm. So you can see the field, you can see the different AB lines we have for it, and you can get those A points and B points and headings for each of those ones. You just have to choose which one you want depending on what you're doing in that field. Most fields won't have this many AB lines. We have different sizes of equipment, which is why I have so many. So once we have those are a couple different ways you can get those AB lines. I don't know how to get a shapefile of the AB line from Operations Center, but you can definitely just manually do it just like we did here and get that guidance line that we wanted here, and that'll be used to do all the treatments in a field like this. So thank you for watching. Hope this was helpful in being able to take that information from your John Deere Operations Center and be able to bring it into DIFM to get your field boundary set up as well as the AB line for that field.